C1 is going to be the least it's going to be the least settled sight picture, and it's always going to be moving. From start of engagement, you are starting your engagement. Tell me when, if this is the dot and you're aligning it to your area of focus where your eyes are going to be, which is here. Your eyes are focused there. The dot, tell me when I'm going to shoot. Now. Yes, as soon as it enters the zone, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? They never stop moving. And as we're slashing and painting this target like fucking Picasso, we never leave that zone because our eyes are anchored where? In the zone. So we're always returning the sight to the zone, initially presenting to the zone. And this one is going to be referenced to the front target, the easiest target by distance and by size. All right? All of you guys should be at confirmation level 1. Now this, if we shot 6 rounds to this, which we are, this is now predictive shooting, which is the fastest way to engage a target in a predictive manner. I know at 7 yards, my dot, if I've got my vision anchored and physically am connected and putting the appropriate amounts of input into the gun, as well as visually connected to that target, I will predictively engage for 6 and remain 100% accountable to that zone. I do not wait for the sight to enter zone, react to it. Does that make sense? I do not wait for the sight to enter, get that flash sight picture, react to that sight picture, and then every round react to the stimulation of that dot moving, because these two are the 2 reactive ways of shooting and shooting schemes, right? So the confirmation level 2 and 3 are reactive based shooting. I'm reacting as it enters, go bang. Now it leaves, and as it re-enters, go bang. That's how we're going to react to the different levels here. All right, I'm going to demonstrate this with pistol on the drill we have staged out here in the front target. Come out here with me. All right, I'm going to be 5 yards off this target, and the way we set this up yesterday, put a 1-inch paster on. We've got the A zone, thoracic, size of target, and then we've got the head box credit card size of target. All right. Which one do you believe is going to be aggressively engaged in a confirmation 1 level? A. Which one? Lower. C2. And C3? Okay. Target size, target size, target size. Now, if you apply the appropriate level of confirmation of sight alignment to your sight picture and your point of aim picked on this target, you will not miss. It's when you don't appropriate the sights to the degree of skill that is going to be required that you're going to miss your sights. All right. The drill here was introduced to me by Matt from Eagle Tactics. It's a can you confirm drill. I did not come up with this drill, but this is a fantastic way to get a bunch of baseline students, performance baseline students, to understand sight appropriation prior to taking you and putting all these targets in depths with partials and all that and shooting at further distances. So I'm going to demonstrate this with pistol like I did yesterday with the at 5 yards of distance. I'm just going to place 2 in each. Now listen and watch the manner in which I place those 2 each, and then when I understand how to appropriate sights to get 100% accountability, then Shane's going to give me a sequence or a combination. He could say C3, C2, C1. Now we're working target transitions. All of a sudden this becomes a very multifaceted and value drill. Then we can start working, finding efficiency within those transitions, starting to blend zones. So I'll kind of cover all that with the ammo that I have with pistol, and I'll run it with pistol. The reason we're not going to run it with rifle like this at 5 yards is because we can push it at further distances and actually run the rifle as a rifle should be at further distances. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, eyes and ears. So isolating, not taking any, like, no beeps, no nothing, not rushing to do this. I'm going to start with C1, the least amount of confirmation. So I come up on target. As soon as I get that strafing dot, I press twice. All right, that's C1. As fast as it enters the zone, I don't think about it. I don't want to see more. I saw what I need to see. I press twice. Simple, predictive engagement. Now, the C2, build that grip. As it comes up, it needs to enter the zone, stabilize, but not come to a final rest position. It comes up, it stabilizes, press, reset, press. All right, again, press, reset, press. All right, next one is going to be the C3. So C3, I build that grip, and this is the highest level of confirmation. Watch the engagement. Slow, steady press, slow, steady return, and now I stabilize the sight, find that final rest position, and press again. All right, highest level of confirmation is going to be required for those. Now we're going to go through a sequence. He's going to give me a sequence, and I'm going to apply the appropriate level of confirmation here.
1, 3, 2.
All right, 1, confirmation 1, 3, 2. So I go from throttle all the way up to throttling all the way down. Think about it. I'm driving 100 miles an hour, and now I'm texting. And then I look up, and I've got 5 yards of distance to come to a complete stop. That's basically what you're going to now do here, except you have to not crash and burn into the tractor trailer in front of you. You have to come to that complete stop, settle, and rest. Also, think about how we're pressing a trigger, especially with a pistol, on C1, confirmation 1, largest sight objective area to place my rounds in, least amount of confirmation. I can press all the way through, one continuous trigger press all the way through and not think twice about it. When I go to C2, I'm more of like a placement, roll through brake, reset, roll through brake, okay? But C3 is gonna require the highest level degree of skill within grip, trigger press or trigger control, as well as sight alignment, sight picture. I'm gonna have to see it, not disrupt it. So I'm going to add pressure through that wall and find that limit of advance on the trigger, press through, reset, final rest, add pressure from that in-flight reset position until it breaks on its own again. Let the gun do as it's designed, not as it's told. C1, 3, 2.
Stand by.
So you guys are seeing that this is a very functional drill that you could add a ton more to. So he could give me multiple. He could say C1, C2, C1, C1, C3. We could also add more zones to this and make it even more complicated. Again, Matt from Eagle Tactics, a phenomenal, one of my students came and is now paving his way to be one of the really great instructors out in the community. He's also a law enforcement officer. He's a great representative to this community as a law enforcement officer to be better out there, all right, for the communities you all serve. So hopefully you guys like that drill. Run it with pistol just like that. Again, you don't need a USPSA target to do this. You could take 11 by 8.5 inch paper and put it on your wall. You could then take a 3x5 note card and put it above it. And then you could take, I mean, teachers are giving like stickers on tests for B minuses now. So rip off that page, take that 1 inch little smiley face off of your, kid's test, and then put it on the wall as well. Now go rep it out in dry fire. So as you're doing your 8 minutes of dry fire a day, amassing less than 1 hour a week, you're actually getting sight appropriation with grip, with trigger press, and all the things, with target transitions and moving the gun, processing information at appropriate levels, not guesswork levels. All right, hopefully you guys like that drill. Go hit up Matt from Eagle Tactics and thank him later.